Welcome back to day 22 of my 30-day 10K month challenge. Listen, we have just 8 more days left. That is it, and that is all. Just 8 more days. Now, as I've been talking about the countdown and 8 more days left, some people have been asking, like, well, Dr. Harris, is that it? I can't believe it's almost over. So I'm thinking about a bonus day. So technically, we're supposed to end on December 30th. However, December 31st may be a bonus day. So stay tuned. Also, for my VIPs and platinums, open enrollment is now available to you so that you can register for the Women Who Multiply experience taking place in April 2026. You want to be in this room. This is the room that will allow you to experience a multiplication activation where you will be able to increase your impact, your revenue, your clients, your stewardship, your faith, and your mindset. So make sure that you are taking advantage of your opportunity, VIPs and platinum registrants, to lock in first. Okay. Everybody else, you stay tuned for when it's your turn to go ahead and enroll. And this is going to be important. So turn your notifications on, stay connected because we only have limited spots. This is going to be for a handful of women who are serious about multiplying. Okay. So stay tuned for more. So, day 22's welcome, 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 welcome here. Some of you have been here since day one. Some of you jumped in yesterday on day 21. But y'all know what I say if y'all been here. It does not matter when you join the challenge. The only thing that matters is that you're in. So, I'm so excited for you. What I want you to do is go ahead and put in the comments a one, a two, a three, a four, a five, six, seven, eight, all the way up until 22 to let me know what day you joined this challenge. And either way, you're in. Then, what I need you to do is to make sure that you are sharing this live with everybody. Everybody. So, day 22's. My day ones and my day 21s know when you get connected with the mindset architect, there is no gatekeeping over here. My love language is seeing you win. So let's make sure that everybody you know, every group, every individual, they are able to access the information and this content that I have put together for you to help you reach 10K seasons. Okay. All right. So our theme for today, and we did it again. We switched it up. We did this a couple of days ago. We switched up what our content was going to be for one of the days a couple of days ago or last week. I can't remember. However, what we were going to talk about today, we switched it up because we think that this will be more conducive. This will be more significant for right now and where we are in this challenge. And I think that you all really, really need this. Okay. So make sure that you're here for the full duration of this live. If you don't know day 22's, I need you to get your notepad, your iPad, your pens, and your pencils and get ready to take copious notes. Y'all been hearing me say that. Okay. So our theme today is multiplication requires environment. And we're coming back with a reference scripture that we talked about earlier on in the challenge, maybe between day 1 through day 7. We may have mentioned this scripture, but we're taking it back to Genesis 1 and 28 that tells us to be fruitful and multiply. Now, day 22 is you're new here. So you might be saying, well, wait a minute. I thought I was getting in this live with this lady named Dr. Harris, and she was going to talk to me about 10K a month. Yes, day 22's, you're right. And I am, and I have been. What I've been given every single day are scriptures, which are biblical principles, which are your business instructions, which is your entrepreneurship blueprints. Okay. So this is the rebar that you're going to need to help you build brick by brick by brick and sustain and maintain 10K months regularly. So I'm glad that you're here. And what that is telling me that you are no longer dabbling in what it is that you want to do and how you're going to do it. You have decided. Okay. that you are going to be fruitful and you are going to multiply. So what I would need you to do is go ahead and drop some fire emojis in the chat box if you are ready for your fruitfulness and multiplication. Listen, y'all better just hold on, buckle up. Y'all in for something great on today. All right. And so some of you are new here. So thank you again for joining if this is your first time. My name is Dr. Tiffany R. Harris, the mindset architect for limitless success. And for a decade and here during this challenge, I have been helping entrepreneurs renew their mindset, clarify their message, and build aligned systems so that they can create consistent revenue through faith, strategy, and intentional environments, right? And so, welcome, welcome, welcome here. So, let's jump into our grounding scripture, which is Genesis 1 and 28. And it talks to us about being fruitful and then multiplying, okay? And so, notice something important. God didn't just say be fruitful, He said multiply, right? So, it's a two-step process. Fruitfulness is personal, multiplication is environmental. Write that down in your notes. Fruitfulness is personal, multiplication is environmental. You can be fruitful alone, but multiplication requires the right environment. There's an African proverb that I love, and it says, if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go together. Write that down. It's an African proverb. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. Okay. So I want to tell you a little bit about why fruitful people get stuck. Okay. And so while many people are fruitful, they are not multiplying. Right. So, yes, they have ideas. You have ideas. You have skills. You have an experience. You have results. You have a vision. But here's the thing, you're stuck still operating at the same level. You want to know why? Because you're growing in isolation. Because you're not surrounded by people who stretch you. You don't have access to higher level conversations. You don't have accountability. And let me just stop right here, right? So when we're talking about accountability, not growing in isolation, one of the things that can change and help all that is community. Community, community, community. And some of you know that I am the founder of the number one God-led and faith-based international women's community, When Women Empower. And our mission statement is women empowering women to soar, scale, and succeed. And in that community, it's a judgment-free zone, right? You're not in isolation. You have all of these other women who wholeheartedly want to see you win. And because they are authentic and genuine, and they're going to stretch you. They're going to hold you accountable and not allow you to slack off. They're not going to allow you to procrastinate. They're not going to allow you to forget about the vision. They're not going to allow you to forget about the schedule. They're not going to allow you to forget about your presence. So whether you become a member of When Women Empower or another community, get into a community. I have been a member of Eric Thomas, ET's community called UOU. I'm still a member of Lisa Nichols' community called Motivating the Masses. And I went from being in her community as a student, and I'm still a student. And I'm gonna explain why I said that though in that context. To now being someone who's part of her multi-million-dollar organization, helping her coach her thousands and thousands of speakers and professionals and entrepreneurs who come through her program, and I help coach them with enhancing their communication skills. Get into a community. You can go to tiffanyharris.net to learn more about when women empower and get involved, right? And so some of you are stuck because you're not in rooms that demand more of you. You're hiding from them. Oh, I know you are because I used to do it. I told you, day 22s, you don't know. I said I used to hide in the bathroom and I would call my mom, like, oh my God, mom, is this over yet? I just, please, Lord, I got to go. I got to get up out of here. Palms sweating profusely, like, could have wrung out a rag. So, fruitfulness without environment leads to plateaus. You're never going to reach your peak. You're never going to go to the top of the mountain. You're never going to break through barriers. You're just going to stay flat. You're going to stay at the same level. There is no progression. Okay. Write in your notes, I will be fruitful and multiply. Because multiplication requires proximity. And you know what they say, look at the top five people you hang around with, you talk to, you associate with, and you look at their habits, their characteristics, their revenue, their systems, their way of thinking. You're going to be the sixth one who's just like that. Yeah, there is nobody's pushing nobody, nobody's holding each other accountable. Everybody has the same negative mindset, the fixed mindset, right? So you do an inventory of your top five in your circle. Multiplication happens when you are in the rooms that elevate your thinking, elevate your perception, elevate your perspective. It happens when you are around people, catch this, who normalize expansion and not let you just settle for familiarity or comfort. In the beginning of the year, I was in one of my cohorts for my masterclass, Shift Your Mindset and Speak. And one of the individuals who came through my masterclass, she was talking to me. I give homework, just like I do here. Day 22, you're about to find out I give homework. And just like I do here, I do the same thing in my masterclass. And the next one is coming up on January 12th, 2026. And I said, listen, this is your homework. I want you to make a 60-second video letting us know who you are and what do you do. And she started to say, oh, I can't do that. Oh, I've never done that before. I can't. Oh, no, I'm not used to that. Now, for somebody who's not going to stretch you, for somebody who's not going to hold you accountable, for somebody who's not going to challenge that thinking that and that mindset that you have, what it said, oh, girl, you know what, you're right. Well, don't do it tonight like you're supposed to. Why don't you go just do it tomorrow? Don't do it for 60 seconds. Just do it for, try it for 30 seconds. No. Somebody who's going to hold you accountable, somebody who's going to elevate your thinking, they're going to challenge you. They're going to push you. They're not going to entertain those conversations. I did not entertain that conversation. I said, you're not going to do what? You're not. We can't have that. No, this is not the conversation. This is not how this conversation is going to go. You can't get around me and be mediocre. You can't get around me and just decide to settle. You cannot get around me and decide to quit. And so, but those are the type of people that you need. That's why multiplication again requires proximity. You have to be exposed to strategies you didn't know. You have to be challenged by standards higher than your own. I never want to be the smartest person in the room. If I'm the smartest person in the room, I'm in the wrong room. Write that down. If I'm the smartest person in the room, I'm in the wrong room. There is no growth, right? And so you want to be surrounded by beliefs that fuel execution. This is why environment matters. Let me tell you something. Your next level will not come from information alone. It will come from immersion. So with 2026, I need y'all to be extremely like, okay, I know y'all said y'all was intentional in 2025, but I need you to get serious about being intentional in 2026. with where you're going, where you're showing up, and who are you talking to. I think it was in 2023 and going into 2024. Yeah, so was it 2022 going into 2023? But a few years ago, I told my team I'm being very intentional and strategic about where I'm going, who I'm talking to, and how I'm spending my time. I do not show up everywhere. I do not go everywhere. If it's not in alignment, if it's not stretching me, helping me grow, if it's not fueling me, if it's not expanding me, I'm not going. And that's okay, right? That's not your space. And some people you may have this guilt trip like, oh, but I really want to support them, but it's really not helping you grow. Which I wish you would put you and your business first in 2026. Put that in your notes. I'm going to put me and my business first in 2026. So I need y'all to move with a little more intent. Okay? All right. So this is where I want to introduce or reintroduce the women who multiply experience. And so day 22 is you're new to hearing this. My day 21s to my day ones to my day 21s, you've heard this. And I have to reiterate, this is not a conference. This is not some motivational event. This is not some information overload. This is a multiplication environment. So all what I talked about and the type of rooms that you need to get in, this is that. You know how they say this ain't that, well, this is that, right? An experience designed to expand your mindset, strengthen your identity, sharpen your voice, clarify your offers, increase your visibility, elevate your leadership. This is where you need to be. Some people may already be thinking, "Oh, well, I can't afford to be there." You can't afford not to be there. That shift your mindset. That should be your mindset. You cannot afford not to be there. So this is for women who are seriously ready to stop surviving levels that they've already mastered and start multiplying what they've already built. Okay? And so I just want to talk a little bit more to you about what's going to make this experience different. So the women who multiply experience is different because it's immersive, not surface level. I'm saying we all know just that song. I'm on a new level. I'm whatever, I don't know all these songs, but it's on a whole new level. The women who multiply experience, it is strategic, not just inspirational. We beyond that. We moving on, y'all. It's identity focused, not hustle driven. I talked about community earlier on. It's community centered, not competitive. Nobody's here to outdo anybody's business or offer. No, it's community centered. It's designed for growth and execution. And it's important to note that you won't just leave inspired, you're going to leave clear, activated, and aligned. So I gotta make this plain and clear for y'all because some of you are missing out on the right rooms because you don't understand how bad, how much you need these rooms, how your business needs these rooms, your mindset needs these rooms, right? So this experience is for women, and I know I keep saying women, and it's men here in the challenge. We love y'all too, but this is for the ladies who are ready to elevate their thinking, who want to multiply their impact and their income, who want to know that they're called for so much more. And so, ladies, if you are tired of shrinking and playing small, this is for you. If you've been saying, you know what, I really need to get in rooms or more rooms that's going to stretch me, this is the room for you. I'm only aligning and getting connected and working with women and helping women who are serious. That's it. See, because I can't afford to keep playing small with women who are playing small with their business and their mindset, right? So for you, those women who are ready to play big, what's that? Look, I keep referring to songs, Playtime Over is the Big Leagues. I mean, that just came into my mind. So if you're serious about growth in 2026, if that's you, and this is where you need to be. Okay. Some of you may already be feeling the pull. You may be feeling the tug, like, okay, I'm not VIP or platinum, but I'm on the lookout. I'm watching and waiting until that access opens so I can get in there. I promise you. And again, it's a real small. We closing it up. We okay, so it's not open to a whole lot of women. So get ready. Okay. And so I want to say this clearly and confidently that you will be transformed after the experience at the Women Who Multiply. Okay. You do not need another free strategy. You need the right environment. Write that down. I don't need another free strategy. I need the right environment. Okay. All right. So, if today confirmed that you're ready for multiplication, I want you to drop "I'm ready to multiply" in the comments. And then for your homework, I want you to do some research. I want you to do your due diligence. And I want you to write down what environments do I need to get in that will help me multiply? What environments, what communities? I want you to write it down. And then I want you to go and be a part of them. All right. Come back tomorrow for day 23. And we're going to be talking about you can't multiply what you don't measure. And this one will change how you look at your growth, your money, and your results. Okay.